Korean textile artist Jo Hana explores the connection between tradition and modernity through her signature, folding technique. The folding is a part of Korea's daily life and was used by the ancestors to make various products such as pouches, fans, paper, lanterns, storage bags as well as objects for play and ritual through forms like Sanggyeongdu, Takjechigi, Dongseonambuk, Chilgyo, Hiwa, Gokkal or Jibam. Joanna revives the spirit, especially the legacy of gyubang craft made by women in the past. She reinterprets traditional pouches and wrapping clothes as contemporary bags and accessories. She preserves tradition with hand-cut, dyed fabric and hand stitching, while adding leather and machine stitching for modern durability. Through this, Jo Hana bridges the past and present in functional wearable art. What inspired you to become a textile artist, and could you share more about your unique textile forms and creative process?
From an early age, I was naturally drawn to the warmth and softness of fabric. Unlike other materials, textiles retain the traces of human touch and the passage of time. That quality has always fascinated me. While studying textile art at university, I became deeply interested in the transformation of flat fabric into three-dimensional forms through folding, stitching, and shaping. This fascination has remained at the heart of my artistic practice ever since. My work reinterprets the wisdom of traditional Korean paper folding, bojagi wrapping cloth, and gyubang needlework through a contemporary sculptural language. Through repeated folding, hand stitching, and natural dyeing, fabric gradually develops unexpected volume and vitality, ultimately transforming into a new sculptural form. For me, creating is a conversation with the material. Rather than imposing a predetermined shape, I patiently observe how the fabric responds to tension, movement, light, and shadow. Within this slow and contemplative process, each work gradually develops its own unique presence and life.
How do you balance preserving tradition while creating something new and contemporary?
I believe tradition should not be copied exactly as it is, but rather reinterpreted by expressing its spirit and wisdom in the language of today. Traditional Korean textile crafts embody values such as simplicity, respect for materials, and the accumulation of time through handcraft. While preserving these essential qualities, I expand them into contemporary forms, including installation art, lighting objects, and wearable sculptures. My goal is not to reproduce traditional techniques, but to create a contemporary artistic language through which people today can naturally connect with the values embedded in tradition.
Hand stitching and fabric folding are defining elements of your work. What do these techniques represent to you, and how have they shaped the meaning of your work over time?
For me, hand stitching is much more than a technique, it is a way of recording time. Every stitch embodies patience, concentration, and the passage of my own life. The thousands of repeated stitches become a meditative practice. Fabric folds both conceal and reveal. They create light and shadow, embody fullness and emptiness at the same time, and appear still while continuously suggesting movement. I believe these qualities closely resemble the nature of our own lives. In the beginning, I approached folding primarily as a structural technique. Over time, however, folds and stitches have become a language through which I express memory, emotion, and the traces of time. Today, I see my work as an attempt to allow invisible emotions and the passage of time to linger within the fabric.
Could you share any particular work or collaboration that has been especially meaningful to you, and what made it significant?
One of the most meaningful milestones in my artistic journey was my recent solo exhibition, The Wind Lingers. In this exhibition, I sought to capture the invisible movement of the wind through the folds of fabric and the interplay of light within space. Although wind cannot be seen or held, it unquestionably exists and leaves traces behind. I wanted to transform that invisible movement into a tangible experience through textiles and light. I was also inspired by the Korean word, baram, which means both wind and wish. This beautiful dual meaning allowed me to connect the flow of nature with human hope and aspiration. Many visitors told me that they discovered their own memories and emotions while experiencing the exhibition. At that moment, I realized once again that art possesses the power to connect people beyond language and cultural boundaries.
Looking ahead, what would you like to explore in your textile art, and what is your vision for the future of your practice?
Looking ahead, I hope to continue exploring ways in which textile art can engage more deeply with space. Recently, I have become increasingly interested in lighting objects and large-scale installations. I want to create environments where textiles interact with light and movement, allowing viewers not simply to observe the work but to experience it physically and emotionally. I also hope to share the beauty and philosophy of Korean textile culture with audiences around the world. By interpreting traditional techniques through a contemporary perspective, I aspire to reveal new possibilities for Korean textile art on the international stage. Although my works are created from quiet and gentle materials, I hope the emotions and the passage of time they embody will remain in people's hearts long after they encounter them. If my work can offer even a small moment of comfort, reflection, or hope, that is the greatest reason I continue creating.